What it is I love about taking photos of my kids. Well, who doesn't love taking photos of their kids? I don't know. I never when my first daughter was born, I took the Enthusiast course and I just never thought I'd be someone to be like that, like a camera mom. And it just came over me. Um, and so I started and I never stopped. Truly, it's like twofold for me because I love the learning aspect of photography. Like that part kind of like hooked me. Because there's endless things to learn in photography. Like it truly never ends. You could keep going and going and going. And I kind of enjoy that, like that challenge of it. Um, so I would say I enjoy the challenge of it, but what has been the most rewarding is that I've found photographing my kids to be a form of connection that I never imagined. Like when I first started, I don't know, my oldest daughter just kind of like lights up when I pull out the camera and I'm like, she sees that I'm really happy and we got this beautiful photo of her. My kids love looking at the photos of them, the memories, the vacations, especially the vacations, but really all of them, Halloween costumes. So for me, I guess what I love most is like the connection that it actually brings between me and my daughters. That's been
Yeah,
surprising. Yeah.
that's so beautiful. And that's so true, especially when they get to see the photos as well. Is that something that you really make an effort to do in your approach to photography in terms of collaborating with the kids or asking them for ideas or like bringing them in so that they have fun in the process as well?
Definitely. That's something I write about in the workshop is definitely there was a phase where we had to pause and stop because I realized we weren't doing it like in a way that was fun for my kids and it was only what I wanted. So yeah, it's definitely something I think about. I talk a lot about that, how to be flexible, how to be silly, how to incorporate their ideas. And I think that has truly uh, allowed for that connection and their love for the photo taking to take place for
One
sure.
one thing I've noticed with your photos is that you have so much color in your photos, and I really love your approach to capturing, that kind of joy in childhood. There's just this wonderful feeling when we see your photos. Is that something that you set out to do intentionally, or did it kind of happen because of your embrace of color in life anyway?
I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of think it happened organically. I think we all go through a phase when we're starting out where we see photos that we really like artistically and we're drawn to them. And I think I always was drawn to like the glowy, earthy tones, where there's always sun. Like I always love the photos where there's sunlight in a photo. Sign me up for that. It's gorgeous. And so I was always after that. But then what I realized like through the editing process and wanting to like see the details of my children how important it was for me to get the colors accurate and right. So I think it kind of just evolved through learning my style, like which is something we all go through for sure.
Well, when it comes to learning your style, so many people that are studying with Click Love Grow are part of our community. They say that finding their style is one thing that they really struggle with. Um, can you talk a little bit about what that process looked like for you?
Definitely, I felt the struggle. It's like, I don't know what it is. Why is it so like, oh, like it's like in your heart where you're like, oh, what's my style? My photos, they're not like when I sit down to edit, even though I picture something in my head, they come out different. I think that when we set out because we have someone else's photo in mind and we're not like allowing us to sit with what we are feeling with the photo. I feel like that's part of it. Like it feels like a struggle at that point because we have someone else's photo in mind. And
Mhm.
that's something I think I learned is just sitting with like what I was seeing and what I was feeling as particularly editing my children, you know? Um, but I do have thoughts on that. So, like, I mean, the struggle is part of the fun, right?
Mhm.
Um, there's a psychologist I follow, and she's like, if you're learning, that means you're in a state of frustration. Learning is a state of frustration. And if you can be okay with sitting in that frustration, you will learn more. You will get more out of your learning experience, and you won't like get so stuck and not get to that like end point that you want to get to. And that just like settles with me because I was like, ah, that makes perfect sense because I really love learning, but I do get those like frustrated moments, where it's not what I want. But sitting with that and wanting to learn like keeps you moving forward and forward and forward and forward. So it's an evolution. And just I think being able to like sit with that
That
is a
makes so
beautiful
much
thing.
sense. Oh my gosh, I can
Yeah.
relate to that so much. And it's so true because often that frustration means that you're hungry for getting to that next place. Because,
Mhm.
when apathy sets in and you don't really care anymore, you're not open to learning. And, it means that you generally don't care as much about where you're heading or the end result. But I distinctly remember when both in the learning part and that finding my style, like it is a hunger that is like deep in you because you really want it. And I love what you said too about having to sit with what comes to you as a photographer, because I often say to people, finding your style is not usually so much the doing. Like your style comes to you, and people probably can recognize it in your work even before you recognize your own style, but it's your tastes and your preferences and the way you lean into capturing an image or working with color tones or finding the light. But yeah, I think people will probably really enjoy hearing that. And on a side note, I have been doing triathlons lately, and people keep saying, like, why did you sign up to those if you have, like, I hadn't ridden a road bike, I like had not swum in the ocean for a very long time. But the fact that I didn't know how to do it made it more fun to me because I like not being good at it. And it's fun to have something to like kind of chip away at to get a little better at each time. Um, yeah.
I agree. I agree totally. It's that learner's mindset is like, it's a beautiful thing. It's frustrating, but it's also like a beautiful thing because it's fun and it's exciting. It's brand new.
It is. And photography is great because you have something tangible at the end of it as well, like something that you can see. And when it comes to photographing our kids, I was very much learning photography when my girls were really little. And I'm so grateful that that was the case because now I look back and I just have so many photos of them, even photos where I just remember I was practicing something that day, or I like had got a new lens and I was trying it out. And so I was shooting for the sake of playing and trying, and the end result was that I ended up with all these beautiful memories that I took of my kids through that time, which is so nice. So I wanted to ask you, one thing I also love about your kids is you have such great connection with them and you capture the beautiful smiles and the aspects of their personality. What do you think is the secret to helping kids relax when they pull the camera out? Because I have definitely talked about the phenomenon of you pick up the camera, the kids turn around, they're like, oh no, mom's got the camera, like run in the opposite direction. I'm sure you've struggled with it too, but it would be great to talk about, the process of just helping kids like love the camera as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been there too. But I think I think consistency, like I think with my girls now at this point, they're so used to it. They're like, oh, this is like normal. Oh, we must be having a fun day. Mom's taking out the camera. This we're gonna be extra silly or get extra playtime. Like they've kind of recognized the perks that go with mom getting out the camera.
Oh, I
And
love that.
yeah, I think so. Because it's like, oh, just a couple more minutes of play. Sure. We don't have to get in our pajamas yet. The light's so beautiful, right? Like kids will figure out those little perks. But I think like I've had to intentionally be like, okay, stay calm, be flexible. You might not get all the photos you want. It's more important that the kids are having fun. When they're done, call it. There's no like pushing them. Um, so intentionally, I've set my mindset to that, or they have an idea and it's not what I want, and it's makes a ridiculous photo, but that's okay. I say, sure, do it. Oh my gosh, so funny. And I let them make total fun with it in whatever way they want. And sometimes it's just sitting with them and really relaxing. For me, I have three girls, so the competition is real. You know what I mean? I like you kids
Like playing it
They
up for
just
the camera and for mom.
yeah, yeah. Or they're like, I'll come do a portrait with you, mom. Yeah, that, and they kind of end up just loving that one-on-one time that I get with one of my girls. So usually I always have at least one willing participant. And I'm like, let's take a photo or help me with this when I am learning or practicing something. So um, yeah, I think just patience and making it about connection, more about connection and versus the photography.
Yes. And then by default, because you're doing that, you end up helping them relax and you get the beautiful smiles and the interactions that you can
And you
see then
get the
in the photos.
photography. Yeah,
Yes.
and you get the calmness that
Mm,
goes with like your photography mindset. So you can really relax into what you're doing too. So,
beautiful.
yeah.
I love that answer. So, when it comes to our very next workshop, which is all about capturing kids, what are you excited to share with people inside?
What am I excited to share? I mean, I think what's going to be most surprising, and I'm excited about to share is there's a lot of ways to capture your kids in a quick, spontaneous moment. And I feel like a lot of times we talk about like creating the moment and setting up the moment. And over the years, I was thinking about it. I was like, I was never really inspired by that. And what inspires me most is when I truly like feel inspired to capture them. And there's a lot of simple ways to like capitalize on that. I feel like on that spontaneous moment of like, I'm itching to pick up my camera, or my kid's doing something adorable, or the light's just right. And it doesn't need to be like thoroughly planned out ahead of time, if you know like quick little things to do really fast. So I think I'm most excited to share like those little hacks that I've come up with to take a picture like in a quick moment.
Yeah, that is such a good idea because I think when people know how to do that, can take away some of the hesitation of, okay, if I do a shoot with my kids, I have to set it up and it's gonna take a really long time. And that can then obviously have the double effect of making it feel like a chore, but also putting the kids off too, because if you turn every shoot into a really protracted thing and you go past their point of patience, then you're going to lose that kind of connection, like you said, and also make them not look forward to it. But if you can keep it quick and fast and in the moment, yeah, I really love that idea. That's beautiful. What else can we expect inside the workshop? Tell us about some of the lessons and behind the scenes.
Um, okay, there's a lot about color, because
Great.
that was definitely something that I was actually focused on. And I think in terms of style, that was like kind of surprising to me. I guess, because I thought I was gonna get like glowy photos or I don't know, or I was trying to go true to life, but everyone was like, oh, your colors and your skin tone. So I did try to show, how I work that with my photography and editing. So there'll be a lot about color and there's a lot of like how to shoot spontaneously and capitalize on like the silly action of the kids or fun silly moments.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah, and I do some behind this. Yeah, we actually just got a puppy, so if you hear noise, oh, he's
no, I
doing
didn't,
something
but now
right.
I want to see your puppy.
Let me see if I can get him. So cute. He's
You're a
a big
brave
ball.
lady, Amanda. A puppy.
I know. That's what we do. But I had to keep the little guy
Oh,
busy. So he's chewing his bone. Isn't he so
so
cute?
cute. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, he's
he
adorable.
smells
Is he
like
a
a
boxer?
baby. Yes,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, he's so cute.
Yeah, I
How old
know.
is he?
He's 8 weeks. He's so
Oh,
young. I know. Such a little baby.
so
So yeah, I
gorgeous.
have some behind the scenes that we just filmed this last weekend with the girls playing with the puppy. So that will be kind of fun. And I talked through the light and how I would capture that. Um, so yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it's going to be so much fun inside the workshop, and we can't wait to share the lessons with everyone. If you are watching and you're interested, check out the link below. You can find all the details for Amanda's new workshop. And Amanda, who do you think this workshop is perfect for?
Oh, it's perfect for the mom talk. I would say it's definitely written for the mom talk. And really, it's perfect for anyone who wants to improve their ability to quickly capture their kids, get all the fun moments with their kids in camera. That's who it's for.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so, so much. And we'll see you inside the workshop. Bye.